What's up guys, today I'll be going over the 1000 voices damage change on PC. So if you don't know what this is, before there was an FPS bug that when you had higher FPS it resulted in more damage compared to 30 FPS, and it scaled all the way up as high as your FPS could go. So what I did is record a few clips before, then after the update to see what actually happened. So first, before the update on 30 FPS, go ahead and shoot this ogre and see how much damage it does. It almost takes them to the first bar, it's just a sliver off. Now with 60 FPS before the update, see what happens now. And go ahead and shoot the ogre again. And now it's gonna do slightly more than 1/3 of his health. The health bar almost like updates at the last second, and there it is. And now finally, with no frame rate cap on, my normal FPS is around 90. So shooting him now with 90 FPS, and it does, you know, like 40-ish% of his health. So now after the update, let's do the same thing, first with 30 FPS once again. See how much damage it does now after the update. So shoot the ogre once again. And now it hits roughly the same amount of damage, maybe a slight chunk less, but basically the same. Now putting FPS back on 60. See how much it hits for now. And now should not hit any more than the last clip at 30 FPS, and as we see, it does not. It's actually locked to the 30 FPS damage. So final test with 90 FPS, no frame rate cap on at all. See how much damage I do. And once again, roughly the exact same damage as the 30 FPS. First thing I want to say is that this change will not greatly affect its effectiveness on PC. The gun will be almost just as good for ad clear for single target damage. Yes, that 5 to 10% chunk is gone, but it's going to be basically the same weapon it was before. Now that I've said that, I want to talk about this nerf from a PR standpoint. So obviously something had to be done because the gun was better on one platform than two of the other platforms. And locking the damage to 30 FPS was the correct choice, but I don't think it was the best choice. Just like I said, losing that 5 to 10% chunk of damage on PC will not greatly affect the gun overall. At the same time, you can argue giving that 5 to 10% chunk to console would also not greatly affect the gun. So what they could have done is lock the damage to 30 FPS, then buff the gun by 5 to 10% to offset the PC nerf, which then would also buff console at the same time. In that scenario, PC would stay the same, roughly, and console would get a buff. And I personally think that would be the better choice. Because with what they did, console stayed the same, which is fine, then PC got a nerf, and now everyone's, you know, upset about it on PC for the most part, while they could have done the opposite and kept it the same on PC, then buffed it on console, which would have kept the PC community happy, then also would make the console community happy by receiving a buff. And the main reason this is an issue to me is because it's a raid exotic from arguably their hardest and longest raid they've ever put out. I know people have done 30 plus clears and still don't have the weapon, so can you imagine putting in all that effort to get this exotic weapon just to have it nerfed the second you get it? If it was just a regular exotic, I wouldn't care at all about this change, but something about nerfing raid exotics just doesn't seem right to me, and I think it's a bad PR move overall. With all that being said, I think the gun is still the same gun it was before the update, even on PC. It's gonna be good in the same spots it was before, so it's definitely not like useless anymore by any means. But anyways, I think that's all I want to say about this change. Let me know what you think about this change, and if you agree with what I said or not, or whatever. Anyways, thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.